My brothers and sisters, you are now watching The Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Not even gonna lie to you, I was sleeping heavy on this game. You know, I'm like, next gen consoles or next month, I really don't need you, but I downloaded it because of the simple fact, my brothers and sisters, it was only $5. You know, what do I personally have to lose from $5? You know, what can $5 buy a breath? You know, it might could get me a $5 foot long from Subway, but you know, $5, it really ain't that much. Plus it's Telltale Games, what do I personally have to lose? So, in this video, I will be reviewing episode 1 of Telltale Games, The Wolf Among Us. And Telltale Games is also known for Telltale Games, The Walking Dead. Not the Walking Dead game that was made from Activision. Not that one. No, Telltale Games, The Walking Dead. So I'm like, you know, it's Telltale Games. It's only $5. Let me just download this sucker just to see. Just to see if I like it. So I did just that, and I beat it in one sitting. I downloaded the episode, played it all the way through. So in this video, my brothers and sisters, I will be reviewing episode 1 of Telltale Games, The Wolf Among Us. So that's story for Telltale Games, The Wolf Among Us, okay? You're playing as a man. I guess you could call him a man. You're playing as a man named Bigby Wolf, and the story takes place in New York City, Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks are right across the street losing games in this. I'm joking, but the story does take place in New York City, and you're playing as a man named Bigby Wolf. He's the sheriff of a town named Fabletown, where other fairy tale-like creatures have taken refuge because they were exiled from their homelands. Now, they use this magic spell called Glamour to hide their true identity because they're not actually humans. They're these creatures, but they use that magic spell to appear as humans to hide their true identities in this sucker, okay? It's James Bond 007 right now, okay? One thing leads to another. Someone gets murdered, and then Bigby Wolf, Sheriff Bigby Wolf, he has to put on his Sherlock Holmes hat and investigate who would do such a terrible crime in this sucker, okay? So, again, it's Telltale Games. So if you played Telltale Games The Walking Dead, you should be in familiar territory with Telltale Games The Wolf Among Us. One thing that Telltale Games does is they always somehow deliver a great storyline, even in a game that you thought you would have no interest in playing. Because, like I said, I was sleeping heavy on this game. So when the story first starts off, you know, it is kind of slow. You know how Telltale Game stories are. You know, it's really heavily built on character development, character dialogue. There's a lot of talking, you know. Of course, they give you the option to say what you want to say from the options that are given to you. So again, if you play Telltale Games The Walking Dead, you should know, you know, what to expect in Telltale Games The Wolf Among Us. It's just a different story going on. So I enjoyed it, you know. I'm gonna keep on saying this a lot throughout this review. If you liked Telltale Games The Walking Dead, you'll like Telltale Games The Wolf Among Us. The story does start off slow, but you're trying to learn of each character, but they, you know, they make you learn about each character in a timely manner because the episode is only like over an hour's worth of gameplay, so they have to introduce each character and then move on. But they do it in a way to where you understand each character, and you know, you start to care about these characters just like that. So Telltale Games, when it comes to making a good story, delivering a good story, getting you interested in a story you thought that you would never be interested in, Telltale Games is one of the best in the business, and I found myself extremely interested in this story just like that, you know. So the story was great, the characters were great, the character development was great. There was really no character that you didn't care about, you know. When the action does pick up, the action picks up, and you know, that's when I get to the gameplay. One thing I like how they incorporate it into the game is when you get into fights, you know, they incorporate, you know, of course the quick time events, you know, but they do it in a way to where it just meshes well with games like these. So when you get in a fight, you know, you have to use the sticks to you know, move it in a certain direction to you know, dodge hits or dodge objects that are being thrown at you and stuff like that. And it just meshes well with games like these. So the gameplay, again, if you play Telltale Games The Walking Dead, you'll be in familiar territory, but they do add some new things here and there that gives it that fresh experience. So I mean, I was enjoying the story, the gameplay, the characters, everything like that. And once you really get into the story, which won't take long, you find yourself in this extremely captivating storyline, and you really want to know what's going on and stuff like that. So I enjoyed this junk. Again, it is only $5. What do you really have to lose? And I think episode 1, it did its job. I was not interested until I heard about Telltale Games, like The Wolf Among Us, but I'm like, Telltale Games, all I care about is The Walking Dead. But, you know, I'm like, it's Telltale Games, it's only $5, what do I have to lose? And I downloaded this episode going into not even caring what the story was about. And after the episode was finished, I was like, yo, son, when that episode 2 coming out, though? So, I mean, episode 1, it did what it needed to do. It got me interested in a game I had no interest in at first. The story was great. When it picks up, it picks up. The gameplay, it meshes well with games like this. Again, if you play Telltale Games The Walking Dead, for my 10th time saying this, if you played Telltale Games The Walking Dead, you should know what to expect in this. Just expect a different storyline. But once it picks up, it gets extremely good and interesting. So Telltale Games The Wolf Among Us, I did my written review of it yesterday on my website. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I have to give it a 9 out of 10. For $5, you're getting a great storyline. If you had no interest in Telltale Games The Wolf Among Us before, just like me, trust me, after this episode ends, you're going to be just like me saying, yo, when that episode 2 come out, though? I'm telling you, you'll like this game. Okay, so saying that, that's my review for Telltale Games The Wolf Among Us. Dude, next month, it is on like Donkey Kong that was delayed. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. It is on like Donkey Kong in this sucker. PlayStation 4 next month? You got that Drive Club that was delayed. What exclusives does the PlayStation 4 have? That's what everyone is saying right now, especially those Xbox fanboys. Oh, they are all over it right now. But again, Watch Dogs was delayed. Freaking Drive Club's delayed, which well, it was free, so I was going to get it, but I wasn't going to buy it. But Drive Club was delayed, and The Crew was delayed. PlayStation 4 launch day, Killzone Shadowfall should be getting so much sales on launch day because that is the first game I'm going to, and right after that, I'm going to that 2K4. Did y'all see that 2K14 trailer though? Did y'all see how realistic LeBron's hair, how realistic that dude's hairline was? They had to jump on top of the man's head just like in real life. Anyway, saying that, LeBron, I love you, my brother. Go for your 3rd straight championship. Anyways, yeah, Killzone Shadowfall, my first game, NBA 2K14, and after that, I'm waiting. I'm waiting, but saying that, Xbox One, that's going to be good too. You got Rise, Son of Rome. You got that Dead Rising 3. You got that bootleg Killer Instinct. You got Forza 5. And for that Wii U, you got so I'll catch y'all in my next video. I'm joking. You guys know me. I like to throw blows at you suck. But again, so next gen console next month. Download Telltale Games Wolf Among Us Episode 1. I highly recommend. You will love this game. Especially after Episode 1, you're gonna go straight to this video and be like, Gamer, You were right, man. I can't wait for it. Yes, I know. So, that's my review for Telltale Games: The Wolf Among Us. I'm getting too hyped right now because I'm just thinking about next gen consoles. I'm out.